Hello everyone, in this video I'll be showing you the most OP Harlowe build in Ultimate Vault Hunter 6 for Borderlands 4. Now, there's a really good buff to a weapon here that makes Bloomreaper a lot easier than you would normally have, because the Darkbeast got a buff to its overall damage, and even using this one that's not optimal, it can do some pretty crazy damage because it's going to pierce through everything here, and on top of that, you can stack up the explosions to do crazy amounts of damage. This weapon also has a lot of really good rolls on it, and with this build, we're going to get infinite amounts of ammo, which we want. Unfortunately, I have a cov part one here, which is not ideal for this run. If you want to do this as quickly as possible, we'd be wanting to use something a little bit different, but this is still quite powerful, as you can see. And then we could use something like the bod for whenever we're in its full health bar here, because the bod is going to shred its health really quickly as these stack up more and more damage. You can see the health bar is barely ticking away, but all it takes is us to switch the magazine around, and it's going to explode and take out his entire health bar there, which is crazy. Now he's got the lock. And then for this annoying phase, literally it's the exact same thing. You're going to throw out your little ball there. That's going to give us the infinite amount of crit damage. Unfortunately, it's flying away from us, but once we're inside it, we get infinite amount of critical hits, and then we can just blast away with this, which gives us infinite amounts of ammo, which we can then go ahead and pop that, and it'll get the kill. So there it is. Took out Bloomreaper pretty quickly now, and a lot faster if you have a better Darkbeast roll, because this one had the cov parts, but if you don't, if you have the underbarrel shotgun, that gives it more chances for it to explode. It's those explosions destroy the crystals so quickly. And this specific setup, using Nuclear Winter and the group study, will give us infinite amount of critical hits from Excited State, because it turns our gun damage into action skill damage for automatic critical hits, which will replenish her ammunition, making the bod shred its big health bar, and the crystals get shredded by the Darkbeast. Yeah, alternatively, you can use Wombo Combo too. And the best part about this build is you're a great support, you're great at solo play, and it's strong throughout the entire game. Our first skill point is going to be momentum. Whenever we entangle an enemy, we get increased critical hit damage. We're going to entangle a lot, we're going to deal a lot of crits, so we've taken that. Neutron Decay as our next choice. Whenever we deal radiation on an enemy, we get increased gun damage 10% per stack, max 5 stacks. You could potentially get this up to 10 stacks, which is a crazy amount of damage you can put out, but it's fine, it's just 5. We'll then take Resonant Cascades. Whenever we deal radiation damage, we get increased action skill damage. This can stack, and this is going to end up increasing our overall damage. The Flux Generator does damage per second too. It's not that high, so you don't have to take this. Creative Overflow is another choice. I'm actually going to go with that this time around. And then 2 points into Confirmed of Reality. This allows you to get your action skill back immediately. It's absurdly strong. Next, we're going to want to get the critical hit. So Excited State and Nuclear Winter. Once you have these two together, you're going to be getting infinite crits, because after we deal action skill damage, it's an automatic critical hit and a boost to our crit damage, which is crazy. It's a great ability. The Nuclear Winter turns all of our gun damage into action skill damage or radiation or crowd, depending on if we're in or outside of it. And with this, we're going to come down here and take Harlowe's Certainty Principle. Alternatively, you could go with the increased crit damage, because I guess the way to do this would be to get all points into Excited State. So I guess this is the most optimal order. And then points into Distributive Function. I like to take 1 into Accretion here. So whenever we attack and tangle enemies, we get Life Steal. So if your shield goes away, this will at least save you a little bit. But Distributive Function kind of works the same. Whenever our action skill deals damage to an enemy, we get shield capacity back from it. And it can be Overshield. Crazy survivability with this. Next, we want to take the group study. So this puts the build together now. We got the Excited State giving us the critical hits. This is going to be sticking it to us, giving us 25% gun damage per activation. You can actually activate this multiple times to give you even further damage. I don't recommend to do it once or twice, but I'll show you what that means a little bit later on. After this, I like to go into Harlowe's Certainty Principle. This will give us gun handling. You could use Gamma Ray Burst. I've used that in the past. I just don't love the shield drain too much. Instead, getting a 50% gun handling means we can aim away a lot further, and especially against Bloomreaper, we want to be coming in and out a lot, so you can just hip fire a little bit easier this way. And then we'll go with Critical Funding. Whenever we critically hit an enemy, we gain critical hit, a chance to entangle it, which is actually insane because we get infinite critical hits. And it also refills our gun's magazine. 5 ammo is not a lot, but it happens 15% of the time. And if we have a lot of pellets shooting out often, you're going to trigger this often, keep your ammo full. That's why you saw the ammunition not drop at all. Now, there's a couple choices we can go with. I actually think at this point it's better for us to take the Decoherence. This is just crazy. Harlowe deals increased damage with all sources to entangled enemies. Enemies inside of our Flux Generator take further increased damage. They're going to be inside the generator often. At max, this gives you 50% bonus damage, and bonus damage takes those bonuses to gun damage. So that's 50% boosted. This will take that 50% increase into itself. Bonus damage is damage on top. Pretty crazy. And then a further increase, potential 30%. If you can get a +5 class mod, I don't have one, but it's worth it if you can get one. After that, we can come down here and take the Latent Charge. We deal bonus damage with gun melee attacks and action skills while we have Overshield. The more Overshield, the bigger the bonus. We get Overshield often. we get this damage boost often. Alternatively, we could go with the Meltdown here. I like to take the full 5 stacks of Meltdown personally. Gives us bonus radiation damage when we deal a critical hit. We're, again, doing critical hits often, so that's 40% of our damage dealt as bonus radiation damage. And then max stacks as we can, 4 points into late in charge, 40% bonus damage. Bonus damage. We got lots of bonus damage. We got lots of gun damage boosts. It's pretty crazy. Now, the Reactor class mod's my favorite here. You could get by with using the Skeptic, because this gives you your action skill back. It's for the blue skill tree, but it gives you your action skill back, and it has some decent skill rolls on it. I also like Generator, but it doesn't really work well with this particular build. I think the Flux Generator is better, because this gives us 2% increased movement speed. When we have 10 stacks, we have 20% gun damage, fire rate, reload speed, and status effect damage for 12 seconds. Pretty good stuff, but it's the +4 to decoherence that's so great from the Reactor. And 3 points into the Force of Will. Whenever we critically hit an enemy, we daze them, and they get decreased movement speed and attack speed. That's actually kind of nice, and it can stack. Duration of 7 seconds. So, yeah, since we're critically hitting it often, this dazes enemies and comes back and makes us a very synergetic combo. After that, I like the Watts for Dinner. Super Soldier just got nerfed. It didn't really hit this build in particular, but the Watts for Dinner is just the meta shield, really, at this point. It's the highest damage. Amp, I don't have the best roll for Amp. Plus 150 gun damage is better since we do get a lot of overshield from this. It becomes pretty crazy. Protean Cell is another good one, or Timekeeper's New Shield, and then you'd spec into the Lifesteal, which is a very powerful build on this too. Fireworks if you're mobbing. And for our enhancement, I really like the Daedalus ones. This one gives us plus 25% gun damage and shotgun magazine size, which matters when we use the bod. But any other shotgun would work. I'd actually probably prefer plus 75% submachine gun for the Darkbeast or something else. But hey, I don't have perfect rolls for this. You can still see it does a lot of damage. Another good choice would be the Jacob's Bounce Pass. Getting increased ricochet by 1 on the Darkbeast with the Jacob's parts is crazy. It clears the first round really quickly. I then have the Vivisecting Throwing Knife, honestly one of the best weapons in this game. Still, with the nerfs to it, it's very powerful. Disc Jockey is a really good ordnance we could use as well, because this bounces around and shreds the first phase pretty quickly. And I like the Triple Bypass. I got the Amp on it. It's probably best to get Lifesteal on this, or the Rampage for 30% damage dealt. Honestly, whatever you can find, just the Triple Bypass is a nice one to have. We could use a bunch of other ones here, like the Kill Spring or the War Paint. Actually work a little bit better on this build, just because we don't need this to get our action skill back. But as for weapons, I mentioned Darkbeast. Ideal rolls. I had one. I don't know what happened with all my items that disappeared on this update, but Underbarrel Shotgun, so it shoots more pellets, more chance for it to explode. This used to be a 5% chance to explode, which does the huge explosive damage. That's where most of the damage comes from. And they also pierce enemies, so you can pierce the crystals really quickly. This is a really powerful weapon. They buffed it quite a bit, and it also got a base damage buff too. This is possibly one of the best weapons. It's corrosive locked, but it does come with a lot of rolls that you can get. I have garbage ones. I want the Jacobs one, and it works for me. I have a few others without it, but yeah, this one's good. The bod is also fantastic with the Torque Stickies. I got a radiation one, but just in regular Torque Stickies will be perfect. Under barrel, if you can get the pistol, it's a pretty good choice as well. I like the Stray just for when you want to feel lazy and just fire this off and don't pay attention. I actually like this a lot whenever I was making my way to Bloomreaper, that area there. It's a long stretch. I like to fight the enemies there. Stray makes it easy. You just hold down the trigger. And Wombo Combo is kind of like a worse version of Darkbeast, but a very powerful weapon and a good one if you have it. But the Darkbeast just shreds this one. Bird's Bees can be another really fun weapon too, especially if you get the Jacob's License accessory on it. And the Rowdy Rider from the new DLC can work. It gives you extra ricochets, but it's not crazy damage. Also, the 7th Sense, if you get a Ripper part on it, it's a really good weapon too. And Deadeye is the the firmware that we want for the increased critical hit damage. Since we do a lot of crits, it's ideal to get the 3 Deadeye. I guess my only one is the Timekeeper's New Shield. I'll put that on just to quickly show. And then 2 points into high caliber for the extra gun damage projectile speed. And one of my favorite things about this weapon in particular is lining up the piercing shots. It's actually very satisfying to line up the crystals against this boss and try to get the headshots off, but typically when we get into a fight, we want to throw out our generator there, and then the crits you're seeing spraying around to multiple enemies. And then what's crazy about that is, yeah, you can then also use the Stray. This is just for general mobbing, because you can see those bullets are tracking onto people and spreading around multiple times. This gets us infinite bullets, so you can just continually keep firing. You don't have to reload your gun. It's absurd, kind of like how Rafa has his Bullet Blade Deluxe. Occasionally you do reload if you end up not hitting a target. I was not paying full attention, but you can basically keep this going forever, because once you hit an enemy that's entangled there and with our action skill damage, it's going to give us it back immediately. We also, I guess for specialization, I should mention I still am using now with caffeine, because sometimes you just really want the action skill back immediately. You use this. I Am a Gun gives us action skill damage increases from gun damage increases, which is nice. You don't need that one. But the two that we definitely want is the best defense, giving us 30% extra damage dealt when our shields are full, and really this giving you 50% extra gun damage per shot it increases. Alternatively, Bullet Train can work instead of the I Am a Gun, 50% extra gun damage, and you can hip fire while sprinting. Now, the thing with the Darkbeast is it really is a very powerful weapon if there's multiple enemies together, because it shoots in a burst, so you're likely going to hit all the shots together at the same time, and they're going to chain around all at the same time. It's almost problematic how fast this can clear out mob encampments because its splash damage is so crazy. And mind you, this is not even a good roll. And here you go, we're just going to shred through this. And you can see there again, we daze enemies too with our class mod, giving us that, gives the enemy a big debuff, slowing them down, makes it easier for us to aim our shots. Yeah, this is actually pretty crazy, and it doesn't take a whole lot of effort because you can, again, just pull the wombo combo or the stray sniper rifle anytime you don't really want to focus on playing too intensively. Let's say you're just chilling on the couch playing the game, you can pull this gun out, and you see there, you're getting crits galore. It automatically crits for you, it automatically shoots for you. The only thing it doesn't do is pick up the loot for you. That you can do yourself, and hopefully you get some of the new drops from Bloomreaper the Invincible. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I hope you guys all have a great day. Hit the subscribe button below if you enjoyed, and we'll see you in the next one.